Hi, I'm Janae from Books and Bobbins, and today I'm going to show you how to make a 9-patch, the classic quilt block featured in Hidden in Plain View, a secret of quilts and the Underground Railroad. The 9-patch, one of the most simple quilt patterns, is composed of 9 equally sized small squares that are sewn together to create one large square. In Hidden in Plain View, we see how this random-looking block can be combined with other blocks to create a subtle map of a slave plantation and its surroundings. This map could be used, by those who know how to use it, to escape to safety and freedom. I picked this block because its simplicity makes it the perfect starting block for beginning sewers and quilters of all ages. And now that you know a little bit about the 9-patch, let's take a look and see how it's made. For my 9-patch squares, I started with a pre-cut jelly roll. A jelly roll is a term for a set of fabric strips 2.5 inches wide and approximately 42 to 44 inches long, the width of the fabric bowl. I cut each of my chosen strips into 2.5 inch squares. You can use as many or as few colors and patterns as you like. Once I get my cut blocks into an arrangement that I like, I take the first 2 blocks and put them right sides together and take them to my sewing machine. Whether you're sewing on a sewing machine or by hand, you want to make sure you're using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This means that your needle and thread should be going into your fabric a 1/4 inch away from the edge of your fabric. When you're sewing your squares together, make sure you're either sewing with a very tight stitching, about 1.8 millimeters to 2.0 millimeters, or you're tacking down, knotting, or reverse stitching your seam at the beginning and the end, so your pieces do not fall apart. Once your first 2 squares are together, add the last square in your first row. Now that you have your first finished row, iron your seams to one side. Repeat for the second row and iron the seams in the opposite direction of the first. Repeat for your final row, ironing the seams in the opposite direction of the previous row. Now it's time to attach your first row to your second. Because you ironed your seams in opposite directions, you can nest your seams together. Sew your first 2 rows with 1/4 inch seams. Repeat for your final row. Iron your seams to one side, and you have one finished block.